Hey ladies, it's Deb here. So it's been a while since I've posted a video. So I think the last video I posted was in January. So we had a doctor's appointment at the end of February with my infertility doctor, and he actually gave us the okay to just start trying again, our first cycle post miscarriage. So that was exciting. So, but we saw him on day 4, and if we couldn't do an IUI that month, and I think that the only reason we couldn't do an IUI is because we saw him on day 4 of my cycle, and we take clomid on day 3 to 5. So, 3 to 7 for 5 days. Yeah, so I think he probably would have done an IUI that month, which is a bummer. If I'd known, we had to cancel a couple appointments with him, or I just postponed them because I just thought that we were going to have to wait months to try, because that's what originally we had been told. But he said that actually the studies don't really, it's what people thought, but newer studies are showing that there's not really an increased risk of miscarriage to try the first full cycle after the miscarriage. So we tried naturally, but it didn't work. But no surprise there. So I just started clomid yesterday. So we're on our next cycle. So it's our second cycle after miscarriage, and we're going to do another IUI. I'm on 100 units of clomid for days 3 through 7 of my cycle, and then I do the OPK starting on day 12, I think, cycle day 12, and do that every day until I get a positive, and then we'll go in for the IUI. So that's pretty much it. There's not much more to say. It took a long time to get over. I guess you don't really get over it, but to feel normal again after the miscarriage, I didn't actually realize how upset it had made me until time went by, and I can look back at that time and realize how rough it really was. So I guess my lesson is just, if you guys can learn from my experience, just give yourself the space to mourn, even if you don't feel like you need it. You do. No matter how early in the pregnancy it is, especially if you've been trying for a long time. What else? That's it. I'm finishing up my dissertation. I defend on April 20th, so hopefully the IUI happens before that. Not on the same day, because that would be pretty bad. It should be the week before. Yeah, so that's it. So we're back on the wagon, staying positive. This is the biggest news. The doctor, when we met with him, I don't really know what I was thinking. The doctor was so this was our first time actually meeting with our doctor post miscarriage. We had talked to him on the phone, just like he confirmed it, and then that was it. So he was like ecstatic. He was very sympathetic to our situation, but to what happened. But he was just like, "This is such good news. The fact that you got pregnant and that you got pregnant so quickly on our first IUI," which I kept being like, "But it wasn't. It was our 4th IUI, because we did 3 IUIs before we even went to IVF." But he's like, "Well, it was your first IUI with me as your doctor." And my hair's a mess. And it happened so quickly, and he was just really, really happy. And so I was going in being like, okay, let's just go to the IVF. Let's just use the embryo and go from there. I really don't want to have to go through this again. And he was like, no. Like he said, "I think you're going to be pregnant in the next 3 to 4 months with IUI." Which I was like, what? That's huge for a doctor to say that to you, especially, a doctor who does infertility. Like, they don't say that if they don't really think it. And he did say, like, I'm not a fortune teller, so I can't be positive, but that's what I would guess. So he was very, very positive, which made us very hopeful. It actually made me cry because I just didn't even think that, I don't know. I didn't think it was really a possibility. So yeah, so that's hopefully that miscarriage was just a fluke. It was just a, bad embryo. And going forward, we know it's going to take a few times, so I'm not even planning on getting pregnant this time. I'm just focusing on, like, by July. By July, we'll hopefully be pregnant. Which, I keep telling myself that, but of course I'm very hopeful that I'll get pregnant this time, because you can't help but get hopeful or else you can't get through it all. But I'm trying to stay level-headed and just remember that we're in it for the long run, and 4 months, it's going to take 4 months to get pregnant, and we just have to do these other 3 months just to get through them so that we can get to the 4th month and get pregnant. And that way, hopefully, I won't put too much pressure on my body, mental, emotional pressure on my body to get pregnant. That's it. Yep. So I hope all you ladies are doing well. I love watching your videos. I know some of you are taking breaks, and I hope that you guys are getting lots of rest and rejuvenating the soul. And I know this is a super slugfest, but hopefully it'll all be worth it. Anyway, okay. I will update you guys, I guess, at my positive OPK. Let you guys know what's going on. Okay, have a good night, everyone.